How good it is. How sweet it is. How good it is.
How sweet it is.
Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
How good and how sweet it is that we are gathered here together. And we are here together on this holiday of Sukkot, on this day in which we get to shake the lulav and the etrog. And it smells so delicious, like something you would clean with maybe at home, or yes, absolutely, something you want to make sure that your floors smell just like this afterwards. Don't eat an etrog. That is not a tasty event. Unless you add a lot of sugar. One of my favorite teachings about the lulav is that the lulav is supposed to represent actually our body. That the branches of the palm remind us of our spine and how it bends back and forth. And then we have the leaves that remind us of our eyes and our mouth and of the etrog of the heart. And that we put it together, and we say a blessing. We say, Baruch ha'olam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat lulav. And we shake with the pitom pointed towards us. We shake to the east, and then to the south, and then to the west, and then to the north, and towards the heavens, and then down towards the earth. Rabbi Erdheim and I practiced doing that 20 times today. Later on in our Sukkot outside, you can. It's not traditional to do it on Shabbat, but we're a congregation where we're glad to have you here. And so outside during dinner, if you want to wave the lulav, well, we want to invite you to do so. And we'll be outside helping you to shake the lulav, kind of like a Polaroid picture. And we will shake it all together outside in the sukkah afterwards. But now we get to wave towards one another. We're going to wave to everyone who is watching at home or around the country. We're going to wave and say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to all the people. The cameras right back there. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. And we're going to turn to the north, the south, the east, and the west, just like we shook the lulav, and we're going to say hello and Shabbat Shalom to the people who are in every single direction. So, turn around, say Shabbat Shalom, and Hag Sameach.
As we welcome in the light of Shabbat, it is my honor to invite up Dan and Deb Shane for an anniversary blessing and to help us. First, we light the candles. And we have a helper, and we join together in the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. This is Sterling, by the way, who has joined us. Here we go. And we mark this Shabbat as sacred with the words of Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziyat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. It's just juice. Dan and Deb, we are so glad to get to celebrate with you as your temple family tonight as you mark 40 years of marriage. 40. Like Kiddush and candles, which remind us to slow down and be present in this very moment, you have learned through your decades of marriage that life is simply a collection of moments. A strong partnership is built on a collection of moments, and love and connection are readily found if we slow down long enough and enjoy the moments, the ordinary ones, the majestic ones alike. And like the sukkah, where we'll be for dinner later, the sukkah, our portable home in the desert, your home also needs to be portable, it seems, to have such a beautiful 40 years of marriage. Because for you both, in 40 years, you've moved 15 times. And we're excited that now your second stint in Charlotte is quickly closing in on all of the years in Belgium, and that this place, our community, is a place where you can stay and watch your grandkids grow and see who they become, and to watch Jordan and Joanna continue to grow as parents, as partners, as people here in this place with us. Sukkot is a holiday about fragility and impermanence, and also about abundance. Sukkot is a holiday about being able to know that both things are true, that our lives are fragile, our structures are fragile, the things we build with our own hands that can break, and the things that happen in life sometimes can be really, really scary. And it is also about knowing that life is filled with joy, abundance, great food, good friends, awesome music, and celebration. So both are true in Sukkot, both are true in life, and both are true in marriage. As we celebrate you, we all ask for God's blessing. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, our God and God of those who came before us, bless Dan and bless Deb as they celebrate 40 years of marriage. God, we pray that you continue to lift up the generosity that these two exude in all that they do. Bless the work of their hands and hearts. so that the generosity that is inherent in their love and commitment can continue to flow out into the world. Watch over those they love and give Deb and Dan the gift of ample time to watch their dearest ones, the small ones, and the big ones flourish. Help them to keep finding joy in all the small moments, and let those moments multiply so that there's more time for Route 66, for jazz on the really awesome stereo, for Japan, for Hawaii, and for so much more. Guard them and guide them from strength to strength, from gratitude to gratitude, from happiness to happiness. Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you, Adonai, the source of our joy, the source of companionship and strong relationships. Amen. And Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. Come on, darling. So we get to celebrate 40 years of marriage, it seems, but we also get to celebrate kids with birthdays. So if you're a kid and you have a birthday in October and you are turning 13 years or younger, please come on up to the bima so we can celebrate you. October. Oh, yeah. October birthdays. Ooh. All right, here we go. Oh, they keep coming. This is so exciting. Let's sing in Hebrew. And here we go. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, October birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Mazel tov, guys. It's so exciting to watch you grow bigger and bigger. Mazel tov, guys. Enjoy some TCBY.
All right, well, we are celebrating many blessings, some milestones. We take a moment to offer blessings for the everyday blessings in our lives. If you are celebrating something this Shabbat, I invite you to raise your hand so that we can share and celebrate as a community. Any blessings? Yes, Andy. Consecration on Sunday. Very exciting. We'll get to celebrate Simchat Torah and also formally welcome all of those students some who are starting kindergarten and many who have been in our religious school, but we haven't been able to celebrate in person, and that in and of itself is a real Shehachianu moment. Do you have something that you're celebrating? What are you celebrating? Your birthday? Next week. And how old are you turning? 8. Mazel tov. Happy birthday. Ooh, got it. Yes.
Not a birthday, but it's the first time we've been back at the synagogue in 2.5 years.
Wow, wonderful.
We get to welcome you.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Welcome back. We're so happy to have you here. Shabbat Shalom. Yes, we're having lots of firsts like that as we are all coming back together. It's really quite a joy. Well, we offer the words of Shehechianu for all of the blessings in our life, big and small.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Just kidding, we don't read together. Okay. On Shabbat of Sukkot, we stand exposed, a people outside under stars and moon, staring up in awe, humble before you. The light of day fades, evening rolls in. The cycle of the world turns, night creeps up into the sky. Our eyes open, soften. The harvest of the summer hangs and frames the signs that show the season soon to come. Through the walls and ceiling of the sukkah, we sense your miracles. Depend on them. What a great gift that we should be able to draw so near to you in prayer. How many walls stand between us, though God fills all the world. Still, you seem so hidden. Yet a single word of prayer topples all walls. We reach out between the leaves of the sukkah, our vulnerable bodies outside, stretching in wonder, drawing near to you. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who brings the evening.
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך. ושיננת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ופמך וקשרתם לאותה ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. We say thank you to our littlest Shir Kids. We're going to ask any fourth graders to stay, but thank you so much to our newest Shir Kids.
Well, that we just sung. Oh, yeah, that one.
We continue with our prayer for freedom, the words of Mi Chamocha, who is like you, Adonai.
Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Ayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, Ze'elianu ve'amiru, Ze'elianu ve'amiru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed.
Asher Koach.
That's what 5 years of Shir Kids will
That's,
do.
wow. Put in the effort and make it look so easy. So I learned something really interesting this week. I learned that there is scientific proof that laughter is about more than just what we find funny. It's about more than just humor. It's about the connection that we have to the people around us. It's a physiological as well as a sociological phenomenon. So imagine there's a group of adults sitting around a table, and there's one baby who is sitting in a high chair. Some of you have experienced this before. The adult makes a joke, and all of the adults start laughing. What will the baby do? the baby might cry, but the baby, more often than not, will also laugh. Does the baby understand the joke? No, the baby doesn't understand the joke, but the baby wants to participate. It sees the rest of the adults doing this thing, and it wants to be a part of the community. And I think there's a reason why we laugh before we ever even learn to speak. So I always struggle with the notion of Sukkot as Zman Simchatenu, as the time of our joy, because it's a holiday in which we are literally commanded that we have to be happy, we have to be joyful. And it just feels so unrealistic often. It feels ignorant of the realities and the complexities of what it means to be a person. As we talked about in our Rosh Hashanah service for families with young kids, you can't just say, be joyful, and then you're joyful. That's not really how it works. We might have had a tough day, a tough week, or a tough year, but when we gather together to celebrate Shabbat, when we gather beneath our sukkah, I think we turn into those babies sitting in the high chair. We find ourselves laughing, embracing the joy of just being in community. So with that understanding, the commandment to be joyful on Sukkot is less about making ourselves feel joyful and more about making sure that we are with community, that we are instilling joy in one another. We continue with the words of Vishamru.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et HaShamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Lema'an Shemo V'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor leolam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morit hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech nofelim verofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, micha mocha ba'al givurot, umido melach, melech memit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. Ufros aleinu sukat shlemecha. Spread over us your shelter of peace, we ask of God. A shelter of peace that is permeable, that has three sides, that's fragile and impermanent. Our sukkah of peace does not have locked doors and high walls. It doesn't even have a real roof. But peace comes when we open the doors, when we welcome in the stranger, when we create enough room at the table for every human being. We take a few moments for silent prayer.
We pray, God, that we hope you spread over us not just a sukkah, not just a sukkah, but the sukkah of your peace.
yomar Elohechem Nachamu, Nachamu Ami yomar Elohechem Nachamu, Nachamu Ami yomar Elohechem Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu,
We take a moment, we say, comfort us, comfort us. We think of God that is loving and God that is caring, but also recognize that we can bring comfort to others too. Sometimes it's through the phone call, and sometimes it's through the soup that we bring. Sometimes it's through the letter that we write. Sometimes it's just showing up for someone who's in need. Nachamu, comfort us. And we think of those in our community who we are praying for on this Shabbat, whose names were listed on the screen, people that we're thinking about who are in need of healing of mind and body and spirit and soul. And we pray for them as one community with the words of Mishaberach. Masterful. I almost dropped all of that. All right. So I want to tell a story tonight, but I need all of your help. Will you help me tell a story tonight? Yeah? All right, so the story that I want to tell, I need you to repeat after me. Everyone say, poor gourd. Let me hear that again. Say, poor gourd. Oh, that's perfect. All right, so you'll see when we're going to say poor gourd, but we're going to have to comfort the gourd a little. And let's talk about the gourd, because we have a beautiful pumpkin. I like this. It's a beautiful pumpkin. And sometimes our sukkahs have pumpkins inside of them, but I love this gourd too, because it's kind of unique, and look at this gourd. Have you ever seen one gourd like this? Yeah? And then of course there's this tiny little gourd like this. Do you see this gourd? Look at that. It's so tiny. Oh my goodness. And you know what? This gourd wanted to have a holiday. This gourd wanted to have a holiday, and it's so cute. It's so cute, but so it wanted to have a holiday. I mean, it looked at the apple, and the apple had Rosh Hashanah. And you know, the potato, well, it had, what holiday did the potato have? It had, what do you think it had? It had Hanukkah. And even the prune had a holiday. I wonder what holiday the prune had. Maybe the prune or plum. Yeah, what holiday do you think? I don't know. Yeah. Do you know? The prune had Purim in the, yeah. It had Purim in the Hamantashen, right? And Tu B'Shvat had, well, we'll see. Yeah, the Tu B'Shvat too. And then, right? And even parsley has a holiday. What holiday does parsley have? Yeah, what holiday? It had Passover, but you know what? Poor gourd. Well, I want to hear you. Poor gourd. Poor gourd did not have a holiday to celebrate. So the gourd went over to the shofar and said to the shofar, "Can I be part of Rosh Hashanah?" And the shofar said, "Well, are you new?" And the gourd said, "Well, I'm kind of new." And the shofar said, "Well, can you make a large, loud sound like me?" And the gourd said, "No, I can't." And the shofar said, "I'm sorry, gourd, but you can't be a part of Rosh Hashanah." Poor gourd. Oh, still looking for a holiday to be a part of. And then of course, the gourd came to an empty plate. An empty plate. I wonder a holiday, what holiday do you think an empty plate is? Yeah. Not quite yet. And that's coming. What, an empty plate? Yeah. Passover. We got two Passovers. Anyone have a different guess? What back there? Yom Kippur, because some of us don't eat on, right? It's a hard one. I know. It's a hard one. The poor gourd. And the gourd went to the empty plate and said, "Can I be a part of Yom Kippur?" And the plate said, "Well, in some societies, do they eat you, gourd? Are you food?" And the gourd said, "Yes." And Yom Kippur said, "Sorry, gourd, you can't be a part of Yom Kippur." Oh, poor gourd. Oh my goodness. Well, of course, then the gourd went to, what do you think it is? Hanukkah? You're right, it is Hanukkah. Oh my goodness, the poor gourd went to Hanukkah and said, "Can I be a part of Hanukkah?" And the Hanukkah said, "Well, are you wrapped in foil, and when we unwrap you, is there chocolate inside of you?" And the gourd said, "No." And then the Hanukkah said, "Well, can you spin around really, 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 really fast over and over and over and over again?" And guess what? The gourd said, "No, not really." And the Hanukkah said, "I'm sorry, but you can't be a part of Hanukkah either. Oh my goodness. And then all of a sudden, we got to Purim, yeah. And the Gord said to the Grogger, can I be a part of Purim? And you know what the Grogger said? And he said, well, but can I possibly be part of Purim? And the Grogger said, please, will you give me I'd just like to be a part of. Couldn't even get a response from the Grogger. Oh my goodness. And then, all of a sudden, poor Gord couldn't be a part of Purim. And then we got to, what is this? Passover. And the Gord said to the Passover plate, can I be a part of Passover? And of course the Passover plate said, well, do you represent freedom? And the Gord said, no, not really. And then the Passover plate said, well, can we dip you in some salt water and taste you just like the parsley? And the Gord said, you may not really want to do that. That's probably not a good idea. And the Passover plate said, I'm sorry, Gord, but the Passover is not the holiday for you. Oh, poor Gord. But then, poor Gord was so concerned that it wasn't going to have a holiday, and then it went over to the sukkah. And the sukkah said, hi, Gord, how are you? And the Gord said, sukkah, can I be a part of Sukkot? And what do you think the sukkah said? Yes. And the sukkah said, we have 3 walls. We have one wall and another wall, just like Rabbi Erdheim said, and another wall, and we have an open door, and we want to invite everyone in. Everyone is welcome at Sukkot. And so come on in. In fact, we can be just like the sukkah ourselves. Take your hand like this. And take your hand like this. And then you are kind of like a sukkah yourself. And if you turn to a neighbor and you turn like this and you then close your arms around each other, oh my goodness. And then turn to another neighbor and turn around and be a sukkah yourself. Oh, that is perfect. Oh. And guess what? The poor Gord found the holiday of Sukkot. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're going to rise now with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu L'Shabeach La'adon HaKol La'tet Gedula Liotzer Bereshit Shelo Asanu Kegoye Ha'aratzot Velo Samanu Kemishbechot Ha'adama Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem Vegor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam Va'anachnu kore'im umyishachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. When we're in community and whenever we're celebrating a holiday, we think of our loved ones who have given us life and who are no longer living. And we think of them and the joy that they brought to our lives. And we think of them and we continue to celebrate even in their absence. Our community is in a period of Shloshim, the first 30 days after the deaths of Betty Jean Chatham, Harry M. Cronson, Barry Fleur, Edward Morton Katz, Richard Dick Silverman, and Kim Worrell. We mark with sympathy and sadness the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Jacob Abramsky, Barbara Alpert, Sarah Atlas, Stella Bendava, Fanny Benson, Martha Blitz, Dorothy Block, Carol Bogan, Joy Boyarsky, Miriam Brower, Ellen Bernstein, David Bush, Georgette Kessler-Chait, Howard Clayman, Nate Cohen, Morris Dixon, Patricia Dyer, Gerson Elber, Sivy Engel, Rebecca Fenster, Julia Fisher, Hilbert Firstman, Kate Galinkin, Irving Garfinkel, Sidney Guzner, Kevin Green, Maurice Hennis, Paul David Herzog, Hill, Luis Hoops, Doug Hoops, Danny Hoops, Nair Horowitz, Richard Jablow, George Jacobs, Leon Kaplan, Jacob Klein, Jack Kleinrock, Yetta Clipper, Esther Levy, Saul Lieberman, Harriet Lipson, Benjamin Liss, Sidney Mellett, Sophia Mellett, Anna Millman, Jeanette Meerman, Louis Mursky, Casey Nolan, Herman Oakes, Benjamin Phillips, Irving Quinton, Joseph Raff, John Rinderman, Alan David Rosenberg, Elsie Shargel, Adolfo Shifter, Eliezer Schindler, Natalie Shapiro, Isabel Shyness, Leon Simon Sr., Marion Solomon, David Solo, Martha Wagner, Thelma Wand, Sally Wisenant, Haskell Human, and Sidney Zachary. Remember as well all who died in the Shoah and the Holocaust, our American servicemen and women who gave their lives for our freedoms, those who died as first responders, and those who died defending the state of Israel. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing as we rise as one congregational family with the words of Kaddish Yatom. Yitzgadal vayitzkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamli yomechon uvchaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei olamaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen.
Shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imiru, amen.
Invite you to be seated. And Liz Naiman is going to come forward. Liz is a member of our board of directors on our executive committee, and Liz is going to give the announcements.
Hi.
Hi.
Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova. I'm so happy to be here with everybody tonight. I'm on the board. I've been a member since about 2008, and just want to extend so much thanks and gratitude to the clergy and the staff for all their amazing work over the high holidays. And of course, the holidays aren't over yet, so I hope to see a lot of you outside at the Sukkah for dinner after this. This was such a lovely service, and thank you to all the kiddos that sang. So just a few announcements. Our congregational celebration of Simchat Torah is this Sunday morning at 10 a.m., and I think there's a brunch beforehand too. Join together with the religious school students as we unroll the whole Torah and offer blessings to those children beginning their Jewish education at Temple Bethel. We'll be celebrating Shemini Atzaret and Simchat Torah this Monday here at Temple, beginning with Tat Simchat Torah at 9:30, and the festival morning service with Yizkor will follow at 10:30 a.m., and then the temple will be closed for the remainder of the day following services in observance of the holiday. With Simchat Torah, the High Holy Days officially conclude. It's a long time. It has been a joyful and exciting time for our temple family, and so temple will be closed this coming Thursday, October 30th, to provide our dedicated staff some very well-deserved time off. And finally, voting day is Tuesday, November 8th. So join us next Friday evening for a very special Get Out the Vote Shabbat at the usual service time of 7:30. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Liz. Miss Patty is going to lead us in our concluding song, which will be familiar to many of us, though more familiar to her than to me. If you were here last week, you know that that's true. And this text is inspired by the book of Ecclesiastes, which we read at the holiday of Sukkot.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.